All right, guys, welcome back. I hope your weekend was great. We are going to get right into it. Rev's here with us. We're going to review DC Dual Force, the leaders, and some of the cards. It's going to be a long time before we finish this series because there's a shit ton of cards to review. Everything is live right now today. Well, live in the sense of a database, so you can all see it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Hydro King, what's up, man? Oh yeah, I'm totally looking forward to Hydro. Here, let me get Rev in. We are totally gonna be all over this like no tomorrow. Mr. Rev, long time no see. You're back from your
Hey, it's good.
vacation. How was it?
That was good. Yeah, I had my buddy getting married in New Jersey. That was pretty cool. Got to hang out in New York for a day too.
Oh wow,
Which I hadn't done
finally
before.
in a good area, Rev. None of that backwater place where you live. That's kidding, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude! I'll definitely say New York smells like ass.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I would. I mean, obviously, I want to visit there one day just to experience the city, but I would never live there because it's too crowded. No disrespect to any people who live in New York, but yeah, everyone who's lived there has always told me the same thing. It smells like shit. I mean, there are
a hot day too.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. It's humidity.
There were points where you could see like the smoke or the vapors or whatever like wafting up from the vents in the street.
Oh yeah. I mean, New York's obviously way different from LA. LA, there's some spots where you smell the sewer, but nothing compared to what I hear from like downtown. I live to connect.
Yeah.
Oh, you live on a fine Canada border. You're lucky. Quick thing though, Cyborg and she's one of my favorite characters in DC. I cannot wait to let you guys know. I don't know if it's going to be a meme or if it's going to work, but I'm definitely going to be playing Doom's Day with what's this called? Superman, just for the shits and giggles. Obviously, we have no idea if that's going to be a good combo, but it's just because those two are such iconic characters, and I think the only creature that officially beat canon Superman. I'm not talking about the multiverse variants of Superman who's been killed by various other creatures. But I believe, well, they've rebooted so much, Rev, over the years, so who knows if that stands true. But unlimited power, yeah. So I can't wait. Superman's my favorite superhero character. Him, Black Man, I like some of various other, but she is one of my top. So anyways, we have a lot to talk about. Obviously we're going into this blind, guys, so we have no idea what's going to be meta, what's going to be comp, but at least we get, we're card game fans, so we have a basic understanding of what possibilities. But can you believe that Willow set up, that's the YouTube guys, he set up some freaking tabletop simulator, Rev, of playing the game, and he's already getting that's kind of amazing. Obviously, we don't know if it's a replica of exactly. He's just going based what's official. They've released all the official way how you play it, rules, all the launch database. But he's
people doing that when Hearthstone first got announced.
Oh wow! And how faithful is it to the real thing, though? Is it pretty damn close?
I mean, it's as faithful. It was as faithful back then as the information that they
provide.
Out, right?
Oh, okay.
Because you would just assign the rules and put the stats on the cards and everything, and then play it from there.
So you can get a pretty good representation of what possibly.
Yeah, and in fact, those programs still get used by the Hearthstone pros when new sets get announced.
Oh, are you serious?
So you've got a tournament that is going to happen like a week, like the weekend after the new cards come out or something. You'll put the new cards into Tabletop Simulator or another program, and then you can test the new cards before they come out.
Interesting.
And then obviously, if there's any balance changes like between now and then, like you can't account for that. But you can get a general feel for like, I mean, you know this in practice, right?
Yeah.
Like how many times do you play a new card or a new archetype, and within like 2 or 3 games, like this works or this doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Just like
you can get a general feel for it pretty quick a lot of the time.
Yeah. Oh, quickly, let me let the dog out and we'll get started. A quick thing about hold on. I've been doing some dailies on Hearthstone. I was playing, what's it called? It's actually a really good deck at the moment, which I kind of a bronze level since I haven't been grinding this season yet. That big druid or whatever it's called. Yeah, if you get your ramp and you get those, you have to hard mulligan for certain key cards, and yeah, that deck just, if it gets the goods, it's very difficult to beat. Druid's always kind of been like that, but I don't understand why the aggro druids just basically disappeared. You would think that maybe it lost too much stuff in the rotation. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to play with the new Hearthstone cards at all because I worked Tuesday, got home, packed, and then flew out.
Yeah, you didn't have time.
Early Wednesday morning, so I haven't done any with them. But what's the new card getting?
Well,
the new stuff getting played
for Druid, absolutely nothing yet. Yeah. Obviously, no. We have to wait for the new expansion. Might gives up. Undead Priest has fallen kind of out of grace. They got nothing new. Warrior has gotten both two competitive decks now, so that's kind of good for Warrior. And then I don't think it changed Pure Paladin too much. Yeah, we'll have to do some Hearthstone stuff. But in the meantime, there's a lot for us to talk over now, Russ. So let's get going because I know time's an issue for you. So basically, if you go into the thing where it says board overview, playing Dual Force and building, well, we don't worry about building your first deck. But so here's
yeah, I've been going through that all that stuff.
Yeah, we'll do it real quick for everyone here. So you begin walk through the board overview, which is pretty interesting. So it's 3x3, a 6x6. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, by grid. You have your two leaders are always going to start up at on your board. You never have to mulligan for them. So anyway, let's go here. So here's add here. Every turn you draw a card from your deck and add it to your hand. By the way, I don't know if they're going to be in what we're reviewing tonight, but when we do review the Anarchy Rev, oh my God, you just see some of those things. Discard might be a thing. Again, we're going to have toxic cards or decks in this game too, but I think that's pretty common in every card game, right? You'll see when we're reviewing.
I mean, the developers usually know better than to make that stuff too good.
Yeah,
but, like they even said this with in Snap with the Black Bolt nerf. They were like, yeah, we never really intended for this card to be this good.
Yeah, but he's only in what?
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, but he's only in one deck and he never saw play. I don't know. Some of the I can understand. By the way, the deck's still good though. The Black Bolt
it is.
stat. Yeah, so that's good.
People often overreact.
Yeah, they do. I agree, and it's good because there's such a limited card pool that you kind of don't want to nerf shit to. I am kind of.
That's why I'm always saying though, it's with the way the micro adjustments are going in Snap, right? The really bad cards often get buffed and the really good cards get nerfed.
Yeah.
You should just master a tier 2 deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And then you never have to worry about your deck getting worse.
That is true. So every card, your hand is at the very bottom, except pretty self-explanatory. Your two leaders always start at the bottom left and right of the game board. So that's cool. We can't move them. By the way, there's a card. God, well, I can't wait to review it. It's very aggressive. That's going to be very interesting for this game. It basically makes your leaders go up front so they can't hide. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Aggro might be very fun in this game. So your two leaders start at the bottom, the current health, If their health drops to 0, it is a KO'd and removed from the board. If you lose both leaders, or if both your leaders are KO'd, you lose. So kind of I guess you could consider them what was that game that had health? I don't know, but anyways, you know what I'm talking. So it's basically was it? Yeah, it was kind of like Nexus and Artifact kind of had that. You remember that in some other games where it represents. So you could kind of consider them like that. But these guys actually do stuff. We don't want to talk about bad dead games here, which is amazing. Artifact died. I thought it had a lot of potential. But anyways, leader powers. Leaders have unique powers that can use for special advantages. When the glowing bar at the top of the leader card is full, as you can see here, 2, and it's the little visuals, its special power is ready. Click on the number at the bottom of the leader to activate its power. Often this grants leaders some power for the turn so they can attack. All right, resources. So this game has resources, guys. Resources are displayed in the space between the upper and lower boxes where recruits and leaders can be played. Each turn, Each turn, players will have access to up to 2 resources. Okay, players will have the access to bronze before upgrading to silver. Okay, that's fine, and then finally gold. So it's a tier system. It appears gold cards are the most powerful cards in the game. Higher resources can be used to play lower cards. Okay, so if your hand's full of
what's the curve look like in this then? Do we automatically get X number of bronze and then X number of silver as the game progresses, or do we play cards to get?
What happens is you upgrade your cards. They'll talk about that a little, I'm sure, coming up. But basically, from my understanding, what I've read is you get bronze. They do have equivalent to what would be legendaries. You can only have one in your deck. That's totally independent. But like if you play a bronze card, when you use it, it shuffles an upgrade version of it of silver into your deck. So basically, you kind of get it back in a way. You can only have two same type like Hearthstone, so you cannot have like 1,000 of etc. etc.
So there's like if you play like bronze Superman, then it shuffles a silver.
Yes,
Superman.
I believe that's like that. Yeah. So it's interesting. Of course, there's other ones that are different and independent, so it's kind of upgraded, which is going to be very unique. So.
But if you're shuffling cards into your deck though, whenever you play a card, do you never get decked out in this game?
Oh, you can, because max is gold, right? After gold, it doesn't upgrade.
Yeah, so after you've played all your golds, but yeah, still, it sounds like you never.
Oh, I guess
it would take a long.
It would probably take a long time.
You would never deck out. Before you get killed. Basically.
We will see, because there is a mill cards in this game that will mill your opponent's cards. So, like I said, there's going to be some nasty shit in here. And by the way, in this game, if you run out of cards, there's no fatigue damage you lose. So that you have to be mindful of that.
Okay. Yeah, because you don't want games lasting forever.
Imagine that. 30, 70-minute gains. Gold's the most popular, higher resources.
And Hearthstone's kind of like that nowadays, too.
Oh, no, it is. Like, dude, literally, it's still, it's still a game we like, but it's like some of these games, like, oh my God, where's the fucking aggro? It's amazing.
They're even playing into it with Warlock having all these anti-fatigue mechanics.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird, because you remember how we used to bitch about not too much aggro in Hearthstone? Now it's like, where the fuck is aggro?
I know.
Oh, man.
Somebody try to kill me.
Yeah. And here we go. Your recruits. Recruits are allied characters that protect your leaders and take down your enemies. Playable in any spot on your side of the game board. Recruits cannot attack on the turn they're played. Well, that's pretty common. Fatigue sickness, as other games call it. But immediately protect any unit behind them. So AKA taunt without the keyword taunt. So that's very nice. So positioning is obviously going to be a factor here. You want to put the big bulky guys up front and to protect your leaders. And there are cards that will make your leaders go up front for like an aggressive strategy. So that's going to be very interesting. Enemy leaders. To achieve victory by taking out enemy leaders, use your leaders and recruits to take down enemy leaders by reducing their defense to 0, which is their basically 1924. What you see there, defense is represented in this little shield. There is no attack by default in this game. That they do get it. They do get it with powers, so it's a little bit different. Remember, you need to KO both to claim your victory. Enemy leaders always start in the upper right and left and right hand corner of the board. So just like you. And here are some of the examples of there's death rattles in this game. By the way,
I imagine you're probably at a pretty big advantage if you KO your opponent's leader early.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but you'll see. I don't know if it's in the Might set, but the other sets have other leaders that are generated by cards, not actual playable leaders that you select to build your decks. There's actual other leaders that are several of them. I'll tell you, Matic. So it's kind of cool that you could get it's like against aggressive decks. That would be great. Who knows what it's going to be. It kind of sucks that you don't have a PC, right? Until this is released in mobile, you can't. But you still could stream with me. You're good at card games. You're going to learn the basics by just watching, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm always just skeptical about getting into another card game.
Oh, come on, Rev. Come on. You were skeptical about Marvel Snap, and that worked out great.
Yeah. But you can only play like 1 or 2 card games at a time is the point.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because
for the time and money investment.
Yeah, that's true. Enemy recruits will defend their leaders. You must fight through them first before you can attack the leaders with your characters. Okay. Playing duel. So let's go ahead. Let's walk through typical turns. So here we go. Drawing your starting hand, just like any card game. It looks like we're going to get 4 that you start with. One thing I love about the art, Rev, I don't know if this is official. Don't quote me, guys. But I'm thinking they're using captures from different comic scenes. Because, I mean, obviously I don't read enough comics to know, but to me, it looks a lot more comic book oriented than Marvel Snap, where Marvel Snap focuses mostly kind of nice avatars of the characters. Rather this, like here, this Bat computer. Well, I guess the Bat computer would be that.
Well, no, I do know a lot of the Snap cards are like pulled directly from comic books.
Oh yeah, those special variants are usually variants from comic books.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Breaker Hulk and stuff like that. The main difference stylistically here seems to be that there's stuff like the Bat computer or Batman's utility belt. Like they have like everyone in Snap is either a hero or a villain. This has like kind of other stuff going on.
Yeah, which is cool. Yeah, Rev, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we haven't got our hands on the actual game, but to me, I think it's going to be a quality. I'm kind of they're going Hearthstone's Rev were PC first and then mobile second, but Hearthstone was in an era way different from now, though. So and this is a big risk for them to do that, but they are going to get the mobile version out. But who knows when? I think they said later this year.
It's funny, 5 or 10 years ago, we'd be saying the other thing, right?
Exactly, right?
Risky to start on mobile.
Yeah, exactly. So your leaders are automatically deployed at their corners, so that's cool. You don't have to. Oh, actually, interesting. So you don't have to. I'm pretty sure you have control of where you want them to, but I don't think it really matters. It's not like their position. Maybe their position would work. I don't know. You draw your opening hand, replacing cards you don't want to start the game. Once both players accept their hands, the battle begins. So pretty.
Yeah. So it sounds like, and they don't specifically say it. It sounds like from that you get to selectively mulligan.
Yes.
Like in Hearthstone, it's not like a all or nothing hand, which is what MTG has. Like MTG has a system where you can mulligan your hand as many times as you want, but you draw 1 less card each time.
Ooh.
And you can't pick cards to keep and cards to throw. It's either you're throwing the hand or you're keeping the hand.
Exactly.
But part of what makes Hearthstone hands so consistent and the game is faster is that you can mulligan for exactly what you want
exactly.
a lot of the time.
Exactly. Looks like they're gonna.
If this game's doing that, it might be pretty fast paced, brutal.
Draw a card. You automatically draw a card from your deck at the start of your turn. Some cards will allow you to draw additional cards as well. Pretty standard fare. Here we go. Play your cards. Each player starts with 1 bronze resource at the beginning of the game before leveling up in later rounds. So early plays will be limited to lower tier cards. Interesting. Consider playing a recruit in the front of the leader to protect him, which is obviously what you want to do. Like this Superboy, just for reference, is 5 attack, 5. I think it's called attack, or we'll find the resource into 5 defense, and it has shield. So I'm assuming that's similar to Divine Shield. Looks like it's a good card. So attack, click, and drag. So you do have control of the cards. That's very good. That's one thing I didn't like about Artifact. I guess some would say that it's because it was kind of like a hybrid of a card game and auto battler at the same time. You couldn't control where you went. This is good, so you can make favorable trades or remove something you need to. So drag and click, the enemy to defend. The defenders and attackers both deal damage to each other at the same turn. So basically standard fare, not too much different from Hearthstone. Activate your leader's power. Leaders gain a charge every turn. So as you see, Batman here has 2. Wonder Woman here we don't see because she's executing it, so I don't know how much she had. They accumulate enough charges. Click on the top of the leader frame to activate them. Many leaders will gain ability to attack like recruits, but only for the turn. So meaning they can't do back-to-back attacks with turn, but there are special powers where.
Yeah, I guess what I'm wondering is like how many max charges do you have compared to the charges required to activate your ability? So like the implication being like if you have an ability that costs 2 charges, but you're not ready to use it yet, are you then missing out on gaining more charges?
Oh, that's a question.
So, like, are you incentivized to use this ability as often as possible?
I
or
would
you
assume,
keep it
yeah,
for
because
a good moment?
I think you would have to use it because
if your ability costs 2 charges and you can only hold 2 charges, then you're incentivized to use
correct. Yeah,
every time it comes off cooldown.
That's a good question. We're gonna have to mess around with that, obviously, but I would anticipate that the leader's abilities are kind of powerful. You would probably not want to hold unless, like they're like
if you
low.
got some situational ability, you're not gonna feel good about just burning it.
True. We have to wait, and we're going to be reviewing the leaders after this in some of the mic. I don't know if we're going to have enough time for everything because there's a lot of cards, but we'll try. All right, so accumulate. You have to accumulate charges to attack in the future. All right. End of your turn. After you've made all your moves, click end turn, which is where on the board it's right there in the middle underneath this thing. Your opponent will answer. They will protect their leader with the recruits of their own. Get ready to think ahead and adapt your strategy. All right, building your own deck. Okay, we'll go over this really, really quick because we got cards to read. So you can choose where your leaders are. Okay, perfect, Rev. You see here, left leader, right leader. I don't know how much that's going to come into play. I know placement used to be a thing in Hearthstone. It might kind of still be, not so much anymore, but so I don't know if certain leaders are better on the left or right. We'll have to find out. I don't anticipate that being the case, but who knows?
Positioning is a lot bigger of a deal in Battlegrounds right now than in Standard.
Yep. Well, get ready to be utility bed and crafting some of your own decks. And I believe that this has resources like Version of Dust. So, all right. So each leader is supported by a faction. So basically, as you hear, Might, Energy, Tactics, Anarchy, and Tyranny. So it has 5 of them at launch. Obviously, there might never be additional, or they might add. So you have some preview of some of the.
I wonder if they'll just keep adding factions or expand those 5 factions.
Yeah, I'm assuming they would probably want to expand it. I mean, what other can you do? Well, I don't know. They could probably think of stuff. Let's see here. Build around Batman. So you can do, for example, Tactics provides many cards that allow you to build around Batman's. Here, let's catch up on chat. I've seen screens of a cutoff. I don't know if you know that Dual Force might be worth. Interesting. Yes. Oh, I totally think it will be. We're gonna worry. Like I said, I'm gonna do Superman. Definitely for a lot of my decks at first, him and probably Batman. I don't know who's going to be good together. We'll have to wait. So here is your choose your cards. So, there looks like it's going to have cosmetics, which is a no-brainer for this type of game because it's free to play. It has to make money somehow. Here's some of the different things for Might we're reviewing. So right now, it looks like they are going for Might and Tactics. You can do Recruits filter, Actions filter, which is equivalent to free. What's it called? Free spells. You have free cards that require absolutely no, basically like 0 cast mana cards in Hearthstone, Bronze, Silver, and Gold. So you have it's pretty standard building or filters. You need to build a deck with 20 cards from each of your leaders' factions and a total of 40. So 40 card is the limit. You keep your deck strategy in mind to build to support your leaders. Pretty standard flair. Adjusting your resources. One of the best ways to improve your decks to make sure you have cards that are played at all stages of this game, aka the curve. Yeah. Make sure you indicate mix of cards like Bronze, Silver, Gold to build your deck. So you do get all types when you build them, Rev. Like I said, there's certain cards that can only be played one of, like aka like legendary, etc., stuff like that. So let's do this.
How many copies is it for base cards?
2 each.
2 each. Okay.
Now it's time to get on the streets, put your cape on, put on your mask, and build your deck. As you play, you might find some cards work better in your deck than others. Don't be afraid to adjust them. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, what's the Magma Rager of this game going to be? What's the first card that gets cut?
Right. There's always going to be like that. So here you would save and edit. It's a pretty cool graphic editor. You have your heroes here, and I'm assuming some of this looks like it's currency. We don't know what this, like, I'm assuming this kind of blue crystal thing might be equivalent to dust, or where there's kind of representing. Oh, so like here you have two of these hammer throw. You have two of those in your deck. You have one of them Hawkeye, I believe, two of this, two of those, none of those. So it kind of looks very similar to like a. All right, so Rev, let's go. It's a pretty standard fare. Let's go to card database. Let's review these leaders. And then we'll filter to might. So here are the official starting leaders that you get. I believe two for each. No, three. Sorry, three for each. So what we're going to do is we're going to narrow it down. We'll do the might leaders, and then we'll do the energy, tactics, etc. So here's Aquaman.
Might's like the orange triangle, right?
Yeah. This kind of shield red looking thing. Oh no, Anarchy is like the one that is orange but red thing. So you have Aquaman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They are officially the first leaders for the Might tribe. Aquaman. So his power costs 3 charges. Aquaman gets +3. That symbol's attack base equivalent to attack. This turn, summon a sea creature. Then give a friendly sea creatures everywhere +1/+1. So he looks to me off the bat, not knowing much about the game so far, looks very much like he's going to be hard into synergy with tokens, these sea creatures.
Yeah. So is that a hand buff too then?
I believe so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's hard to say how slow that is.
True. We don't know yet.
Definitely value if you're not getting your teeth kicked in.
Correct. And he's getting 20 defense, so he's pretty bulky. Yeah, so this is good. This is basically like a battle cry in Hearthstone with those cards that buff your hand, but this is obviously it's going to take 3.
You buff your pre-existing sea creature, but I can't imagine, because it's 3 charges, right? I can't imagine that your previous sea creature from your hero power is still alive at that point.
Yeah. And we don't know. Well, maybe we'll see.
You're probably winning really hard, right?
Correct. And we don't know. We have to see the sea creatures, obviously, to see what they're like. We're going to probably see some of. I'm assuming they're in the Might tribe because he's a Might hero. So we'll see. This is again not knowing much about the game. We don't know how powerful he is, but he looks like he's going to be pretty interesting and pretty much more of a token type thing. So maybe he'll go with really good.
Assuming sea creatures like a tribe type.
Correct. There are like Arkham inmates are a tribe for the Joker, Anarchy. So yeah, you're going to see different tribes and synergies that they have. Now this is just the leader rev. We haven't discovered any or reviewed any of the support cards. It's going to be very interesting. Definitely interested in Aquaman. Now here's my boy Superman. So he gets his energy 3 charges. Superman gets +7 attack. This is extremely amount of power and invincible for this turn, so it means he will not take damage. That's pretty powerful.
Retaliated against.
Mm-hmm. So he's good.
I'm assuming leaders can attack leaders, right? If there's
nothing in front of them, yes. And I believe there's some leaders or some cards that allow you to bypass the your recruits and directly attack the leaders. So yeah, Superman's going to hit hard, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he goes. And again, he's just a bulky boy with a lot of power and invincibility, so we're going to see what his cards are going to do to support him. Wonder Woman, let's see.
All these Might heroes, at least that I've seen so far, have like 20 something health. So yeah, 7 seems like a lot if you get to go face with it.
Who would go face, Rev? Who would go face?
It's the place, man.
Okay, let's see what the sea scratches are in the created filter creatures. Oh yes, we will be reviewing that after we wanted to start with the I don't know, maybe it's not a good idea to start with the heroes. Who knows? Maybe it would have been better vice versa, so we get an idea to really. Well, we could do that towards the end if we have time to reevaluate our initial impressions of the leaders after we see their support cards, Hydra. But yeah, that's definitely should have maybe done it in reverse order. Wonder Woman, hers is 2, so she starts with 2 if I remember right. Wonder Woman gets +4 attack this turn. We have to know the official. I think it's power. I think it's officially called in this thing, but it's basically attack. Give your recruits +1 HP. Ooh, so she's into. Might's about buffing, by the way, Rev. So they're more about buffing their units. So, and making them stronger. So that's interesting. What do you think about? Plus, she's at 21, so she's pretty. I think she's like the second bulkiest or third, something like that. So she's pretty. I like her power. I think she's good. Obviously, making more HP is a good thing, right? Especially with all the spells you're going to see, to making these minions pretty bulky.
Yeah, well, and you get one charge a turn, right? So you basically get to use this every other turn.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I like her.
Seem half bad.
Yeah, I like them. Now, let's look at Anarchy leaders. Let's get rid of them. We'll do each my boy Doomsday. He's going to be one I'm going to play with Superman. I have absolutely no idea if there's going to be a thing, but we'll try it. Anarchy Doomsday. He is the strongest of all. I love the art, by the way. The strongest of all leaders at 24, 2 more than Superman. Now this one though, it seems a little slow from when I read it, but look at his stuff. After an enemy leader is KO'd, charge Doomsday twice. So that means he's going to get he can still get his stuff. What's it called normally now? But this twice means he's quite kind of like, to me, seems like a finisher. Doomsday gets plus 10 of attack. That's the most we've seen so far this turn. So that's a lot. And if he's kind of like your late game win con, if he's hitting leaders for 10, he's kind of like kind of looks more like OTK potential. But I
guess it's a 2-turn kill maybe at that point.
So it's going to be very interesting to see. He might be okay with Might, Rev, and plus we'll have to look at the support cards, obviously. So, yeah, I like it. What do you think of him? You think he's good, or you think he's a little slow?
Seems spicy. Might be, I don't know, it's tough to say, but might be kind of win more.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Harley...
have an ability that only does something when you kill a leader.
Yeah, it is very situational. As anything we've learned throughout the years, situational cards kind of don't see a lot of play, but again, we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. No, you're good. You're just letting it know that they have to look at... I see, Hydra. Perfect. And Hydra, I'm glad you're looking forward to this, man. I can't wait to start streaming it in the near future. We're going to have that. Our companion game will obviously be Marvel Snap. Oh, by the way, I've gotten so many tons of cards this month. I love it. I wish it would be like that every month. But I am looking forward to the new season next... actually, it's this week's. And Conquest mode is going to be a lot of fun. Harvey Quinn, Anarchy, Adrenaline. Now, Adrenaline is basically your end of turn, Rev. Adrenaline means if you have no cards in your hand. She's about kind of, if she has nothing in her hand, she draws a card. So she's going to be definitely
pretty aggro.
Very aggro-oriented leader. Harley, she gets plus 3 attack this turn. For 2, she's going to be very aggressive. And there's a lot of good support for Adrenaline cards. We'll have to do theory crafting when we get an opportunity. All right, Joker is an Anarchy leader. Obviously, he is an iconic DC character. Love the art. 3 charges. Joker gets plus 2. Not the greatest, but look at what he does this turn. And fire 4 shots that deal 1 damage at random enemies, including leaders. If you have an arcane inmate, charge the Joker. So, synergy here. I think Joker's going to be basically kind of like a ping type thing. Like but wait until you see there's what they call plus firepower, aka spell power. So his pings can be extremely powerful. It's going to be very interesting to see what deck is going to go well, or other leader is going to go well with you might do mono with him with Harvey Quinn. You might do it with maybe get some bulky him and Joker, or him and Batman. Who knows? Superman. I want to do Superman and Joker. So many different combos. Can't wait to see what it's going. So what do you think about the Anarchy leaders? Pretty interesting, no? Very aggressive, it seems like.
Yeah, Joker's cool, but it might be kind of annoying because you're if the leader's always a target.
Yeah,
it might be kind of annoying. Like, man, I really need to kill that thing.
Yeah, so a little RNG. I mean, maybe if you get to do some, maybe like with Hearthstone, where you could set up some trades to guarantee more pings hit leaders. So definitely going to be an aggressive thing. Let's do Energy. Energy, here we go. Ooh, Energy has 4 leaders. Okay, not 3. Interesting. Hal Jordan, I like this guy. I love the art, Rev. Look at the art back there. Energy. At the start of your first turn, create a Green Lantern in your hand. Now, does that mean only your first turn? And that's a one-time thing, I'm assuming? That's what it reads like, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Or is it? I don't think it's every turn because it would say that.
One
All
time
right.
deal, yeah.
We do not know what Green Lanterns are yet, so we have to look. Hal Jordan 3. Charge. Hal Jordan gets +3 attack this turn. Generate bronze. Interesting. So he will generate a bronze for you. So, interesting. I wonder how that's going to play into... Basically, he's kind of like a ramp druid, kind of, right? So it looks like he's going to generate you resources or extra resources to play cards. What do you think about him offhand? Seems cool.
Yeah, it seems pretty interesting. I'm trying to find the Green Lantern right now.
And I'll wait till you get that. Then Shazam is up.
See what the token does.
I did finally hit Infinite. Oh, every one is for the first time in Snap. And we're here for DC. I hope that there's a competitive rank for DC Dual Force Batman versus Snap. I'm pretty sure there will be. They do have a PvE as well, which is going to be a lot of fun that gives rewards. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to have ranked, and hopefully they have more modes as well in the future.
Yeah. I hit Infinite a few days ago with Lockjaw.
God, and all this pressure, I have to start thinking about it. But how many decks did you use to Lockjaw mostly, right?
Yeah, so I was playing not the standard version of Lockjaw. I was playing like a Jane Jaw list that also had Wong and White Tiger in it.
Ooh,
and also like the Doctor Doom is more typical too, but it's kind of cool because I had great things to throw into a Lockjaw lane. And if you rotate into Wong, it's really great because then you can play White Tiger there, and it's really good with Wong. But then you also get a rotation.
Oh, I bet.
And if somebody Cosmos your Wong or Cosmos your Lockjaw lane, then you just play the other in the other lane and carry about like nothing happened.
What was I going to say? I was playing a reveal deck to finish this plus a new location, but yeah, I had to put Luke Cage in there. I dropped, I think, Wolfsbane or whatever it's called, her, because I need Luke Cage because of fucking hazmat that would literally win the game with that location. They put Wong and then the location, and he's like, yeah. So you have to Luke. It's kind of getting a little annoying, by the way, all those hazmat, but luckily it's not too common overall. All right, Shazam. 3 charges, gain 5. Ooh, that's pretty powerful. This turn, create 5 lightning bolts in your deck. Oh, in your deck. Okay, interesting. I'm assuming he's going to be. I'm assuming lightning bolts are, AKA spells, kind of things. We'll have to wait till we see the card. And then, what do you think about him? It looks pretty cool. He looks like he's going to be more spell focused, which kind of makes sense because he is a magic character. Yeah, I like him. He's 22 health, so he's pretty bulky.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how quickly you can get to those lightning bolts in your deck, huh?
Correct. And then the Flash. He is the weakest of the leaders. 17 charge, 2 Flash gets +2 attack, and Fury this turn. I think Fury, don't quote me, I think
Flurry,
it's AKA like, what's it called? Wind Fury, where he gets attacked twice. The only thing about that, though, is there going to be stuff to protect him? Because he's the lowest health minion, right? Or leader, so he's defense-wise, so he could kind of have to be careful. I'm assuming Flash would be better to go to the leader rather than recruits, because he could definitely...
Yeah, especially if he gets any attack buffs.
A lot of people are looking forward to Flash, so it's going to be interesting to see. I think he's going to be good, but you're going to have to be mindful of his defense. Again, we don't know the cards yet. We'll see him. And then here she is, one of my favorite DC characters. She is to seek a magical spell, so AKA... I'm assuming it's like Discover, and there's a bunch of magical spells, by the way. We'll have to... I don't know if they're going to be in Might, or they're going to be in Energy, so we'll have to review that later. But she is at 19, so she's a little bit more defensive power than the Flash. I think she'll be cool. She could literally discover your resources be important. And there's, I think,
Yeah,
20.
does that pull from your deck or
I think
from the ether?
I think it's from the ether. I could be wrong. I don't know. Either that or Seek pulls from your deck. We'll have to wait. It didn't say anything in the I'll definitely have to research it. So if it's Seek from your deck, that's good, right? Or if it seeks from the, like you said, the Abyss, it's still kind of good because there's about 20 spells or so. I don't know, Hydra King. I don't know if you know if Seek is Discover or if Seek is pulling from the deck. We'll have to know. But other than that, you think she looks fun, no? She's not very flashy, but she looks cool. Anything that generate resources tends to be very powerful in card games. Like you said, I would love to go a while without any Discover in Hearthstone.
Yeah, definitely.
So I had a game against a rogue. I was the big druid. I had my beautiful 8/8 girl who, God, what's her name? That when she dies, discounts a card. The rogue got a randomly counter or objection thing, or so when I played it, it poofed it. I'm like, oh my god! Oh wow! I get 4 here for tactics. So we have Batgirl, Batman, Cyborg. Ooh, Hydra! You're actually looking forward to Cyborg to see what he's all about, and Green Arrow. I love the art on Batgirl. It's very groovy, very 60s. Hey, 3 charges. Batgirl gets 3 attacks this turn. Deploy a activate a deploy ability of a friendly recruit. Deploys basically like battle cry rev, so it's, when you play from hand, it does it. So that's kind of cool because it's kind of like, what was that card in Hearthstone when it would do that? That maze for Druid, right? So basically it would trigger the death rattle of your card, that's a death rattle card on the board, so that you basically get more value. So basically it's similar to that. And she's at 17, so she's also kind of weak. But yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun, especially when you are going to deploy. And I'm assuming once we see all the cards for this to support, it's going to be very interesting. Offhand, I think she's a good card or a good leader. Anytime you could activate, and remember, it's not limited too, right? So other turns you could do it, assuming that the recruits. So it looks like with her, she's going to have a lot of recruits, so you're going to want to kill them to get rid of their effect so that Batgirl can't redo them. Yeah, she looks real fun. I like her. And then let's look at Mr. Batman. He's at 19. 2 gets 3 attack this turn. Seek one of the 2 guys. I think Seek is pulling from the deck, Rev, because she's all about gadgets. So I'm assuming that going back to Homegirl, that Seek is pulling it out of your deck. And I think that makes sense.
Yeah, that probably makes it more powerful.
I have heard that Seek is from the Abyss. Oh, like Hearthstone. I think. Okay, if that's true, then we're wrong. But if not, either one, it's going to be good.
Yeah, considering it's pretty valuable usually.
Yep, Mr. Batman. I like him. Batman, Superman will definitely be one of the decks I'll try to build. Cyborg. Ooh, excuse me. 4. That's a little pricey. Whoops. Deal 1 damage to an enemy character for each card you have drawn this. Wow. So very much
target the enemy leader with this in the late game.
Yeah. Wow. This is actually, I think, a very powerful effect. It also could potentially clear out some mess as well. Interesting, but we're going to have to see his support, obviously. He might go good with what's her name? Harvey Quinn, because she's all about clearing your hand out, so they might be a really good combo.
Yeah, and you are allowed to pick 2 leaders from the same faction, right?
Oh, yeah, you could do mono deck if you'd like to. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, offhand, I think her and maybe like what Hydra King said with the magic is, that'd be kind of interesting. I think he kind of fits good with Harvey Quinn. If she's emptying your hand, you can there's tools that will draw. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, he's definitely something I want to mess around with. He's very cool. And he's a bulky boy, 1 less than Superman. Green Arrow. Let's see what. Ooh. Choose. Seek a bronze, silver, or a gold trick arrow. We haven't seen the token for that yet, but I'm assuming that they're good. And you could choose which one you want. So maybe there's a situation where you only want bronze to play, silver if you have resources, or gold. Yeah, I like him too. He looks like he's pretty interesting, and he's 19 health, respectful. Yeah, so what do you think about the tactic leaders so far? Pretty interesting, no?
Yeah, it seems pretty cool.
There seemed to be a lot more about resources and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Now, I think we did Anarchy, we did Energy, we did Might. Let's do the last.
Glass, yeah.
Tyranny. 3 leaders. We have Black Adam, which I think is going to be a very interesting leader. He's 22, same as Superman. After you deploy a recruit with 5 power or more, charge Black Adam. So from my indication, does that mean he still gets the ones that he normally gets? Because obviously, look at his requirement for his ability. So he still collects normal charges, but every time you play it, so he's a big boy. He's a big deck, or a big deck is equivalent to Hearthstone, it looks like. 10, give Adam plus 10 attacks. That's extremely powerful. Obviously, it takes a while to get there. So he looks like he's more about OTK or hitting stuff hard. I'm assuming you would want to get rid of recruits and let that damage go directly to a leader.
Yeah.
I like him. Do you think he might be a little bit? Yeah, Cyborg. Yeah, you see Hydro. I think he's good. He's going to be good with a Harvey. I like Black Adam. The only thing is, do you think he might be a little slow? It's hard to say without playing the game, right?
Yeah.
But he looks like he could get charged. He could get, because remember, 5 cost or 5 power minions start at bronze, so it's not going to be that difficult, I think, to get that. So we're probably going to be fine. Lex Luthor, another iconic guy. Maybe him and Superman could be a thing. For KO a recruit for 4. That's pretty powerful. If they are friendly, sacrifice them to draw 2 cards and charge Lex Luthor twice. All right. So he's definitely someone I would probably put with Cyborg. No? Just off the bat, they have amazing synergy together. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
right?
This is spicy.
This is very spicy, and he has 9. I think he's a little bit too powerful because he's just
You get to burn through your deck pretty quick, I guess.
Yeah. This is going to be good.
Assuming you have stuff that's beneficial to sacrifice.
Yep. This is going to be pretty cool. I'm assuming you would sacrifice trash guys, but who knows? Poison Ivy, another.
Or you take a value trade, leave your stuff at 1, and then sacrifice.
True. Yeah, Rev. True. That'd be kind of fun. I mean,
could leave you open to getting attacked, though. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Lex Luthor and who he works with. And I love the art of this Poison Ivy, by the way. I love the art so far. A lot of this. Okay, Tyranny. Summon a Savage Vines, and it was a Savage Vine. So we don't know what Savage Vine is. She's at 20, which is a lot. We have to look at that. So I don't think we're going to do Might, guys, right now for cards. I don't think we're going to have time to do everything to support. So it's hard to say, to judge her without seeing what those vines are about. So I'm assuming it's basically like a recruit, right? Maybe it does a poison. Maybe she's all about poison. So maybe it's a damage over time when you attack it. Who knows? But we could.
So you want to do might actions to start?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do might action. So let's look at these cards. Ooh, shit. Yeah, might not be able to finish that tonight because look at all this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know your time frame. Okay, so this is a silver. It appears here, generate gold. So basically 10th metal, cool art, generate gold. It's hard to say if this is going to be good, guys, without playing, but offhand, it's an epic, or it appears. I don't know if that's important. I mean, it generates gold. But maybe it's a good late game thing, but off the hand, it might be decent.
Yeah. Well, something this is making me wonder is are your resources cumulative? Like, obviously, we gain resources.
Yes.
At the start of our turn, and also from playing cards like this. But if we don't spend the gold from 10th metal, can we spend it the following turn?
That's a good question.
Or is it lost forever?
Very good questions. Again, that's why not knowing everything about the games, I'm sure there's game rules in here we could talk about, but maybe we missed it. But anyways, it's hard to say. But do you think the card on face value is good? It could be, especially if you have
Seems
a night.
good. I mean, you're upgrading a resource into a better
Yeah,
resource.
I think it is good.
I guess it's possible it's possible that like we play the game and that's not like worth a card slot.
Yeah, exactly.
But it seems like it'd be good.
I think it seems like it'd be good, especially it basically AKA ramp to get a powerful card out faster. All right, look at the art on this, dude. Look at this. It's a better tomorrow. Mr. Kyle going to Krypton's being destroyed in the back, and he's going to Earth. It is a bronze. So give your. I don't know what the upgrade is to these guys, so I don't know if it's going to be when it upgrades to silver +2/+2, etc. We'll have to wait. A better tomorrow. Give your recruits in your deck +1/+1 hand buff bait. Well, not hand buff, but buffing. I think this works pretty good in Hearthstone, so I don't think it wouldn't. I'm assuming it would work well here, right?
Yeah, well, traditionally in Hearthstone, these effects are pretty bad when it's just buffing your hand or buffing your deck.
True.
But when they put it on a minion body or they add card draw to it or something, then it's pretty good. But yeah, often just buffing your hand or deck is pretty bad.
So yeah, we're gonna have to see if Rev's prediction is gonna be the same here in this game, because Riddle says tempos are very important in this game, like Hearthstone. So yeah, this might be a little bit slow. We're gonna have to wait and see. Here we go. Amazonian bracers might give a friendly creature aura and +4 HP. Okay, HP is pretty good. Well, or I'm sorry, not HP. Defense. A friendly character. I think that means including your leader, right? If that's the case,
what
that's
does aura do?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what aura does. I think it's maybe defensive thing that it takes. Is it like shield? We're gonna see again, guys. We don't know what aura is. Or I have to, here. Let's do. Is there any way? Hold on. Let me find out, Rev, what we're thinking, because we need to know what is aura in DC Dual Force. Auras are the best described as colored or possible pattern emissions from players. But well, that's okay. That's not it. That's just it doesn't really. What happens to you? Let me look. Is there any way to know? I have no idea. I wish we knew. Well, anyways, aura is obviously like other games where it's kind of like a thing that's ongoing for a card. So we have to find out. But offhand, if you giving your leader like Flash extra thing, because he's very much a kind of Wind Fury attacker, so that might be good. Yeah, I think this card's going to be good. We don't know what aura is though, so we're going to have to find out. I'll find out next session, Rev, so that way we could better adjust. But offhand, I think this is good. Do you agree? More defense towards your leader is extremely important.
Yeah.
I like it. Good. And it could be any characters too, aka your recruits. Oh, look at this. A fishy fish. Your recruits with 5 power or more are invincible this turn. Ooh. Now, would this earn a spot, Courage, Mr. Rev, in the deck? That's good for trade. How is it that Divine Shield is or invincibility and immune in Hearthstone is pretty good, right?
Yeah, I don't know. This might be the kind of thing that's like win more.
It could be.
Like oh, you've got all these recruits on the board, all these big recruits on the board, and now you're gonna buff them. It's like, well, maybe you were winning already.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to wait and see. This I kind of question as well. Invincibility is obviously a good thing, but it might be win more, like you're saying. Down but not out. Might give your damaged characters shield. All right. Well, now this is a paladin's thing in Hearthstone, and that is extremely powerful. I think it's good. Offhand, I think it's good. Now, obviously, it's situational, but it could do good trades, help clear the board. I like it. And shield is a no-brainer. It's basically Divine Shield. It has to be. You like this?
Yeah, and I guess it hits your leader too, right?
Yep.
So that could be useful.
That could be really good with Flash.
You have to use Superman to bash through a big creature.
I like it. I think this will probably see play. Again, we might be wrong, but I kind of think this is right. This one with the invincibility thing might
I guess you would never use this with Superman, right? Because he gets invincible.
Anyways, yeah, there would be kind of a waste. But you would use it with his buddy.
It's like a support to other Might guys. Okay. Interesting.
Might charge your leaders twice. Wow, that's pretty powerful. It's a gold as well, so that means it's not something you can play anytime soon, but I'm assuming it'd be extremely good late game. A late game kind of...
It hits both of them.
Yeah, so I think this will be good. It'll definitely see play. I love the art. I don't see how Dual Force could be bad. And it's gold, so obviously you can't play. Now, what was that one here? This 10th metal? Ah ha ha, Rev, you see? Yeah, so, yeah, it makes 10th metal a little bit better. Okay, here's a bronze. Favor of the Gods. Draw a card. A card draw is always good. Then give a random recruit in your hand +2/+2 and with guard.
So what's guard do?
I'm assuming guard is taunt? But it looks like in this game, taunt's kind of like just your front line. So maybe you could
everything kind of has taunt in this.
Yeah. So maybe you could put this in your back row because there is a space between your two leaders. And if they have guard, they have to attack that instead of going to your leader. That's what I'm anticipating. It's like a taunt. So that could be very useful. Yeah, this could actually be a good card. Yeah, well, drawing cards always good. Give your random recruit in your hand +2/+2 guard. That could be very powerful. Might's about bulky boys and girls. So yeah, I can anticipate. I think this is good. We'll have to wait and see though. It's a little bit RNG, but I think it's good. Especially if guard is like a taunt or guard. I'm assuming that it protects the leaders, so it's guarding them, aka taunt, right? Because remember, there's a spot between your leaders in the back row. So if you put that with guard, that means your enemy cannot go after your leaders, even if they clear out the minions in front, recruits in front. So yeah, I think this is a good card. Unless you disagree.
Yeah, it seems decent.
Seems good, yeah. Ooh, Hammer Throw. All right, it's a silver card. Deal damage to an enemy recruit equal to the attack of your highest recruit. Okay, so this could be, and now Might's about bulky guys, powerful guys. So this is basically kind of hard removal. Obviously, it's situational, but if you have bulky stuff on your board, which you will with Might, yeah, I think this is basically their hard removal tool for Might. It will see play, yeah.
Seems pretty reasonable.
Yep, I like it. Whirl into the stratosphere. All right, what is this all about? It is a gold, so it means put an enemy recruit into your... This, of course, will probably see play because you're going to want to remove something that possibly could set up for lethal of a leader, etc. So yeah, this is kind of good. We'll see if it's going to be in the deck, but it's gold, so you're not going to have. It's going to take a while to get to, but I like it. I think it's going to be. I mean, it's priests do this shit all the time, right?
Yeah, Entomb and stuff like that.
Yep. Or probably see play. This is a good card. What is this? Lasso of Truth. Bronze. Move an enemy recruit and exhaust it. Exhaust mean they cannot... when you summon in this game, they're exhausted. Summoning sickness. So that means if they're... So you could potentially deny a recruit a turn. So that's good.
So you get to move out of the way and attack the leader behind.
Yes.
And they can't attack next time.
Yep. Okay. Very good. I think this will be good. Yep. Lead from the front. It's a gold card. Love this art. I definitely think this is from a comic book. Give your friendly leader +5. Whoa! This turn and swap them to the space. This to me would be a finisher condition because you would not want to put your leader out in the front lines.
It's kind of risky.
It is risky. So I'm assuming this would be good for just like to finish him off, right? 'Cause if you got Superman's attack of 7 and then that's a lot of damage. So I think this is probably going to see play. It looks like it's going to be very kind of like an OTK or finishing something off because you wouldn't want to put your leader up front for for no reason. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of Rogue Book, where there's a lot of mechanics like that in that game, where you're swapping positions with your heroes to maximize certain effects.
Yep.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I think it'll be cool to see. Supersize Might Gold. Double your friendly recruit's attack and HP. And whoa, okay. Yeah, it's doing a lot of things, which are very, very good. As you could see, Rev, Might's about the big boy. So I think Might's going to be... I mean, it's a gold thing, so it's not going to be... You're not going to be able to do it for a while. Do you see more and more does 10th metal look better? More and more does it look better now. Yeah, this is definitely going to see play. You're just going to make your recruits bulky in the front line, harder, more difficult to get through. Yeah, I can't wait. Cannot wait to see this. Okay, here we go. Super Strength. Might Bronze. Give a friendly recruit +3/+3. It's pretty powerful. I definitely think this will see play. That's definitely from a comic book. So yeah, I love the art. So yeah, I like this as well. I can't see it not being good. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Plus,
you can double any buffs you have with supersize.
Yep.
Too, so that's cool.
this is the first free one. This is a free card, so you do not pay any resources. Give a friendly recruit +2 and 1. Kind of like that. What's that card the Paladins have that does exactly the same thing? Except for I think it draws
Hand of a doll.
Hand of a Doll. Hand of a Doll is good enough for Hearthstone. I think this Mace will be good enough for DC Dual Force, and it's free, so I don't see why you wouldn't play this. Again, we don't know if it's going to be enough room for it, but we'll see. And it's free, so that's, free is usually good. Here is Throne of Atlantis. It is silver. Create 2 sea creatures in your hand. All right, we'll have to see if that's worth it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good with Mr. What's his name? So support for him. We don't know what sea creatures are, but we'll probably find that out in a second. Yeah, I think it'll probably be good. We'll have to see what sea creatures are about. Here is Trial of the Amazons. Might Silver. Enemy recruits with 4 or less can't... Oh, wow. Okay. This is good. Now, obviously, this gets hard countered by Might's minions, right? So if Might guys are on board, this is kind of situational, but it's very good against your aggressive decks off the pat. So again, in the mirror, this might not be that great in early, a mid to late game, obviously, but early game, it'll probably be pretty decent. Because then you could just bam, bam, go after the heroes. And you've seen all these other type of things that give powerful effects for heroes attack. What do you think about it? It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem bad.
Obviously against Might, it might
nice
be.
Nice little sneaky lethal sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Truth and Justice, gold. Give your characters, including
your leader, yeah.
Leaders, +2/+2. Very good. Because look at Superman 7 plus that's already at 9, not including the other various stuff that you can do your leaders. I like this a lot.
Yeah, so I guess the question is ordinarily your leader cannot attack unless you use its ability.
Correct. And
but
if
you buff, can you then attack?
Yes, you can. But do remember though, your leader's limited on defense, so you probably wouldn't. But it's definitely something It's good.
There's probably a lot of matchups, right? Like this is the thing in Hearthstone too. You'll like warrior versus paladin, for instance. Like right, as the warrior, the paladin's not gonna burst you down.
Correct.
You just keep your board clear. So you use your face to kill like every single thing you possibly can.
Correct.
Because you might as well. So there's probably gonna be matchups like that.
And this is I think
where like you just know that the only point of HP that matters is the last one.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah, I think this is a good card. And then, 10th gold medal starting to look even better. Yeah.
That's probably why it's gold too. Is that it would be insane if your leader could attack every turn.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Imagine. Unexpected help, Might. If you have fewer than 2 leaders, very situational. Summon a Might, Energy, and Tactics. Oh, yeah, this is definitely going to be good. Because this delays your KO possibility. They have 10 HP. I'm assuming that's defense and 3 charges. Very good card. I cannot see why you wouldn't want to run this. Now, the only problem with it is if it's a grindy match, mate, I still think it's good. It could be sitting in your hand, though, waiting for it. So that's the only thing negative about it, is if you have it in your hand, it just sits there. But I think it's a very good card.
I mean, I guess if you have this in your hand, you get to play riskier. You get to attack with your leader more often.
A very good point, Rev. Yeah, see where I told you're like, I don't know anything about the game. Yeah, I know, you're a card game guy. You're gonna know the basics of what possible out. Yeah, I think this is a good card. Now, obviously, it's random, or did you get to pick? We don't know that yet. It's just summon, so I don't know if it randomly does one of them. But all the leaders so far look good. So, and besides, it's just an extra thing to keep yourself in the game. So I like this, and it gives decent amount of HP. Obviously, not their full, and 3 charges, which is extremely powerful. Which means they're going to be able to do their effects most of the time. Up, and away. It is a bronze. Give your recruits with shield +4 this attack. Okay, very situational though. So what do you think about this offhand?
It's situational, but it's also pretty cheap, right? So maybe you can play it later on. Like,
Yeah.
you might not have the board for it early on, but you can play it later.
Yep. Interesting.
It's probably pretty decent, flexible.
So far, of all the might cards, I'd say the only one I think is maybe, like you said, not too impactful, a little bit too slow or whatever, is a Better Tomorrow. Give recruits in your hand +1/+1. We have to wait to see, because remember, you have 20 slots, so you're gonna have to see if this.
Yeah, that's just my experience. Is usually just buffing your hand or your deck is not worth the card slot. It's got to come with some decent stats or some card
Correct.
draw or some other kind of effect.
Correct. I like it, Rev. I like the Might Tribe so far. I think it's pretty good. No, it's all about buffs, about making them big and bulky. It looks like it's going to be pretty powerful.
Big guy kill little guy.
Yes, sir.
Basic science.
I'm anticipating Might will be a tough for shields and with all that kind of jazz. We'll see the recruits in a second. I'm anticipating that it's going to be kind of a bad matchup for aggro, right? I'm anticipating. But maybe we're wrong. Maybe aggro will just beat you down before you can do any of these awesome late game stuff. Yeah. But who knows? All right. Created. This is stuff that's created from tokens. Let's see. All right. Not that many. Okay, Rev, I'm going to do a quick bio break and I'll be right back. All right, well, let's go through this real quick. Giant angelfish here angle. Well, I love the art. It is might obviously end, which means end of your turn. Give your recruits with 5 attack or more +1/+1. End of a turn effect. It's a 3/3. Bronze, pretty respectful. Yeah, aka sea creature. We forgot the tag, so we finally saw some of our sea creature stuff. So this means Homeboy can generate this. Interesting. I like this card.
Yeah, so it looks like there's 6 sea creatures, so
Yeah. All right.
you
I
just
can't
get
wait.
one random.
I can't wait for sea creature shit. This is a good card. 3 defense is pretty decent from what other cards I've seen. A lot of them are 1, a lot of them are 2, etc., etc. There are 4 or more. You'll see. But yeah, this is good. I like it. Now, obviously, it's situational where it has to be 5 or attack, but as you see, might is all about big, bulky things. So, yeah. Yeah, and it's recruits. It's not sea creatures so that it can buff. So, it's everything. I like it.
Yep, not bad.
Yep. And it is a taunt. Well, no taunt in this game, but your opponent has to deal with this, which they're going to do anyways because of everything. Great white shark, might hunter. What is a hunter? I forgot what he said hunter is. Shit. I forgot what it is. So not knowing it here is kind of bad for our review, but I'll find that out off session, Rev. I don't know what.
If I had to guess, maybe hunter is like the equivalent of like trample.
Okay.
In MTG, if I had to guess.
And what does trample do?
Like trample and magic is like if they have a 4 health dude and you attack with your 5 health or your 5 attack dude rather, you deal trample damage. Through
oh, interesting.
So you kill the thing, and then excess damage is dealt.
All right.
To the player.
If that's cool,
so if I had to guess, it's that because that would kind of make sense for a shark.
And I'm pretty sure you're right. And if that's the case, bronze 4/4, it's a very good. And I remember seeing the review. He was saying Hunter is good. So yeah, I think it's a good card. And AKA sea creature. So it's very good. Yeah, we're starting to see the sea creature shit.
It's chip damage, which is
good.
Nice.
Yep, I love it. Humpback whale, bronze, a 2/7. Wow. So this chonky sea creature, but no flashy text. But it's something buffing up. It's going to be very difficult for the opponent, especially putting some shields on it. Yeah, this is obviously a vanilla card. All card games are going. I'm assuming this is something you get free. So yeah, pretty bulky. I don't know if it's going to be good enough to play, but that defense is huge, Rev. And you start buffing them up.
Yeah, vanilla stats are surprisingly good in the early stages of the card game. Like
Yeti,
Oasis Snapjaw always comes to mind, right? Because like people don't think about this, but like the first good hunter deck played Oasis Snapjaw because you could play it on 4 at 7 health. It probably wouldn't die, and then you'd Houndmaster it, and that was like considered insane.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The beginning of yeah, I think Humpback will probably be
high enough, definitely. Mm-hmm. So you can definitely land some buffs on this. It's not going to die the turn you play it. Probably.
Yeah, and it will be good against like Joker stuff because of those pings. It's not going to, it'll take some. Yeah, I like it. Obviously, it's vanilla. As we go further in the game, it's going to not see play. Most likely, we'll see. Ooh, look at this sea creature aura. Again, we do not know what aura is. Or is it? I'm assuming it's not Divine Shield, but we're going to have to find out, and I'll find out for you, Rev. 6 attack, 1 health. Very much a powerful attack, but the defense kind of sucks. But if you put shield on it, we don't know what aura does. But, with the angler here, it could make it a 2. And if you maybe have another one, yeah. So it potentially, we have to know what aura is. But what do you think about this card offhand? It's a little bit low on defense, but very good on attack.
It's really tough to know without knowing what that keyword does.
Yeah, so we have to definitely talk about that next week.
Because if that's like an equivalent to Divine Shield or Reborn or something, then maybe. But
now so she's starting to see the combos here. Shield of the Gods, free by the way, so you do not have to pay for it. Double the HP of a friendly recruit. It says HP, but it's defense of a friendly recruit.
I think the official names are power and defense.
Yeah. Humpback comes to mind here. 14. Ooh, it's a bulky boy. I don't think you would ever use it on him because that's 2. You don't get good scaling. Him, 6. Good. Good for that. Yeah, so you definitely don't use it on Homeboy. But the other ones there, these bulky token, yeah, it's really good. I like it. I like that a lot. And look at this, Rev. Extremely powerful. A lot of different ones here. Squid, sea creatures deploy, which is battle cry. Exhaust a random enemy recruit. Obviously, it's RNG. There's also other stuff. I don't know about the might that does leaders. So, yeah, 4, 2, bronze. I think this is good enough, especially...
Yeah. So this seems good when you're on the back foot, right?
Yeah.
This is good. This is good reactively.
Yep.
Because obviously, if you were head on board, you would probably just want to like kill your opponent's thing.
Oh, exactly.
If you're behind on board, then that seems like the point where you want to exhaust the enemy recruit, right?
Yep. And it's a sea creature, so getting buffed by the giant, make it a 5/3, pretty respectful. Yeah. And we have Superman, who's actually a card as well. Oh, let's not skip Aquaman here. Storm the Seahorse, bronze, 0 attack, 4 defense. Your Aquaman leader is invincible. It's a sea creature, mind you. So this has to be dealt with. And if you could start now, okay, now look at the combos here, Rev. It basically means he's invincible and has 3 attack. Until this is dealt with, he can't be killed. And look, Shield of the Gods. That plus it. Obviously, this is all situational, right? You're not sure if your angler fish is going to be on board, etc., etc. But this is an extremely good card, and I definitely is going to see play.
Yeah,
because
the only thing is 0 attack with the health is kind of
sus, but you can buff it though. But it is sus, yeah. But yeah, if you put this to 8, that means it'll be a while that your dude could go to town with his attack. Yeah, I like it. Superman, might, gold, shield, so it means he doesn't take. I'm assuming he doesn't take damage. 8/8, very powerful. Yeah, this is a good card.
Wait, so this is weird. So some characters are recruits and leaders?
Yeah, exactly.
That's strange.
Oh, but Joker is a recruit as well, so it's kind of weird, right? I would have. And by the way, this game's.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, you don't like it, Rev?
That's weird, dude.
Well, it kind of makes sense because you're in Hearthstone. You have the same thing, except for your avatar isn't a leader. But there's special interactions in Hearthstone where if you play a certain hero card with a hero avatar, they talk to each other, right? So it's kind of good.
Well, but this also isn't like in those cases in Hearthstone. It's like if a character is a minion and a hero card and a spell, then they're always like a legendary card.
True. Well, this is
this is not a legendary. I think that's just a card.
Oh no, this is. I think I forgot about. You remember I told you the ones that can't be used. They'll only have one of. I think he's one of. I don't think he's the. Because watch, where's the goal? It looks a little bit different. I think he's the one of. Yeah, all these guys that are Superman, like the actual named characters, are one of. Meaning you can only basically, AKA legendary. Okay. You can only have one of them in your deck. You can, and that's it. One time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess so then. Yeah, because they don't really have a different border or gem or anything like that.
I think it's this gem in the middle. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Here's a free card, Gauntlets. It say double your power of a friendly recruit. Ooh. So if any of these guys get buffed, you could do some damage, man. That's for free. I think it's good. Do you think it's going to be good enough to play? I think so. Especially with Superman here. Make that double and shield. Oh, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think it'll be good enough. We'll see if there's enough space for it, though.
Yeah, well, the thing to remember, too, is if you include too many zero-cost cards or whatever you want to call them, you're going to run out of stuff to do. Unless that's, like, the point of your deck. But you generally probably don't want that to be the point of your deck.
True. The Sunblade is free. Give a friendly recruit +1 attack and generate... Oh, well, yeah, that's going to see play. Free. That's a bit OP, I think. I mean, you could buff. You could put Sea Storm over here, give him an attack. I don't know if it's worth on him, but yeah, that's pretty good because that means.
So it's start a turn, you generate a gold.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Just the one time.
Yeah, or do you think it's not good enough? Maybe it's a little jump to the.
Seems decent.
Because look at these powerful stuff that. I think it's pretty decent.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
Yeah. Play your Superman really early, maybe.
Correct, yeah. Mana cheating, Rev.
I know. When do we ever do that?
I know, right? Look at this. Rarity. Oh, here's the rarities. Commons, super rare, legendary. So legendary and might. Oh, is that Superman? Oh, Superman is created. So this will tell us. Oh, there is no. So is Superman really not? Oh, he's created. Legendary. Oh, ultimate.
Maybe go to legendary recruit.
Yeah, you're right. Legendary recruit. So there's a different. Where is ultimate? Oh, here's the ultimates. I think the ultimates are the ones that aren't. All right, we'll have to definitely find. I think these are the ones that the ultimate. These are here. These common, rare, and these are the ones you get. The ultimate and legendaries are one of. You cannot do. But let's go here. Let's go to recruit. This is the bulk. I think this is it, and then we're done. So here's all the recruits so far. You have a bronze. Again, we do not know what Aura is, so it's hard to evaluate without knowing it. It's a 3/3 though. For bronze, looks pretty good. Pretty good stats. Again, we do not know what Aura is, but offhand, it looks like it's pretty reasonable. No?
Yeah, maybe.
We have to know what Aura is. This is legendary, so he's one of Aquaman. Has +2 attack for each of the sea creatures. Start, summon a sea. Ooh, this is good. And he's 3. Yeah, this is pretty big. He's going to be pretty good. Definitely. And he has 9. Oh, he's a hero, I think. There's different heroes that summon it, I believe. So I think he's an actual additional hero. You remember I told you that he's ultimate. So I'm thinking he's one of those hero types. So he's actually replaces one of your heroes or goes on the board or something like that. So we have to make sure of that. But yeah, so this game adds extra heroes from various effects. So yeah, no matter what, it's good no matter what it is, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So it seems like the Aquaman archetype's really leaning into this.
Yeah, and I think this is definitely C play.
You might say it's a little sink or swim, right?
Sink or swim. Yeah, but it's good. Oh, look at
Either
this.
It's all good or it's kind of sus, right?
Bobeski here. He is common guard. He's a 2/2 deploy. If you have a recruit with shield, draw a card. Okay, very good. I think he'll definitely see play. Again, I'm assuming they would go in the back lane to protect your heroes. I'm anticipating that's the only reason you would ever play guard. You would never put guard in the front because unless you want... No, maybe not. You could put to protect a valuable resource to protect in the front line as well, right? Because let's say guard's going to definitely be useful. I think this is a good card. Obviously, it needs to recruit with shield, which probably won't be too difficult to do. I like it. Looks like a pretty good card. Drawing cards is always good. Look at this. Big indeed. Vanilla, but gold? Legendary, whatever it's called. So it's 6'10", very bulky. I think at the beginning of the game, unless we'll go through more of them, seems like it would probably be pretty decent, right? No text though, but it's a big body.
Like I said, the vanilla stats are good early on in card games, as long as they're high enough.
Correct.
And that's been not so much with Snap, but that was definitely a thing with Hearthstone. Is that like a lot of the abilities. Like a lot of times Taunt and Divine Shield and stuff were over costed.
Correct.
Relative to stats early on, right? And then they got power crept later.
Yes, sir.
Nowadays, like a card doesn't really sacrifice like any attack or health to have Taunt. But back in the day they did.
Correct. I like it. Blue Devil, bronze, a 3/1. Start. It means start at your turn. generate a silver and lose this ability. So something like, I don't know if this is going to be good enough, but I'm assuming it is a ramp, and with something like guard, so you could protect it. So yeah, because obviously
perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I like it. And well, opponent might want to kill this to prevent you from getting ability, and I like it. And again, you have free stuff to generate to give it shield, buff it up. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. I don't know how good, but anything with ramp is always good. Oh, look at Clark Kent. Transfer Clark into Superman and Whoa, okay. Now this is very powerful. Now we know why Superman is created then. Let's go back here real quick. Mr. Rev, where is he? Oh no, he was, yeah. So now now we know where this guy is, because created his token. We should remember that. So you do not get him by your card. He is not an actual card. He's from a recruit. And
yeah, and it's the start of your turn, so he has to not get killed.
And where is, let's see here, double your, that won't really save him. Isn't there one that gives him shield? Double your two, I don't know, put him behind a guard, so some shenanigans. So now knowing that, obviously,
might be a little difficult to pull off.
Yeah, might be a little bit difficult to pull off. We're going to have to wait till we see more recruits, but guard could definitely pick him, do something also buffing. So we'll see. But yeah, I like this card a lot. And it's something your opponent has to deal with, because as you saw, Superman's very powerful. So especially in might with all the buffs you can do. Yeah, I like him. It will be interesting to see if he goes off, though. The problem is, traditionally with a lot of cards in Hearthstone like this, I
guess this might be really insane if you're going first. Right?
Yes,
because your opponent might not meaningfully have an answer to deal with it.
Yes, and I think it's a Joker will definitely
immediately.
Yeah, even with guard, Joker's ability will bypass guard to go. Obviously, it's random, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I like it, but we'll see if it works. Mr. Flex here. He's bronze, a 2/3, pretty decent stats. The first time Flex, attack increases on your turn. Create a bronze action in your hand, and bronze actions are.
So he kind of replaces his cost.
Yeah, so he's good. Obviously, actions for bronze. They're here, so you get something like here, give your recruits ++1 in your deck. Maybe not so great. Give your friendly characters with aura, your friendly character aura, and yeah, so now look at this with Superman. Oh, it has to be a friendly character with aura though. All right, so there's definitely different here. You could give your so yeah, it'll be probably pretty good. Let's go back to recruit. I think he's a good card. Anything that generates you resources tend to be very good. Hawk Girl. Silver. After Hawk Girl is affected by a friendly action, draw a card. Yes. This is all about action. Well, they're all, yeah, she's definitely 4/4. She's good. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the auctioneer in Hearthstone, kind of. Except for there, it's just play a spell.
How do you give Hawk Girl stealth? That's the real question.
Exactly. She's going to definitely see play. Hawkman. Very much like her sister, whatever, 4/4 stats, silver. After Hawkman is affected by a friendly action, he gets to, yeah, Hawkman's definitely going to see play, Rev. That's very powerful effect, especially with the free store stuff generating. Yeah, he's definitely going to see.
I don't know how common hard removal will be, but yeah, it might be good to not go too all in on these guys.
Yeah, very much so. This silver 1/6, very bulky, very low stats, but you can buff that up. Of course, start. Seek a new divine weapon. Do we even know what weapons are? Doesn't look like it is.
Well, divine weapon there's like the lasso of truth and.
You're right. Here, let's go created. It would be the gauntlets, the sunblade, and the shield of the gods. All right, so we go. Okay, so I think he's good. So he's going to give you. They're all free, by the way. So basically, You don't have to put these in your deck if you don't want to. Assuming that he lives and he's at 6 health and plus you can do other stuff, I think it's good enough to see play, Rev, because that's going to give you a lot of value. And all those weapons are pretty good. I mean, maybe not, some of them might not be good enough to put in your deck natively, but yeah, I think this guy's good. Again, we have to wait. He's got a lot of health, low attack though, so he's not going to do good trading. Let's see this gear. High Father, gold, I believe. Ooh, fuck, 1212. Aura. Again, we need to know what that is. I'll look that up, guys. Sorry, we don't know. As an additional cost to play High Father, pay silver. All right, so yeah, he's expensive, but 1212 plus all the buffing shit, doubling this and doubling that, he could literally win you a game. He's gold, so he's supposed to, or ultimate and all that, so he's supposed to be more of your powerful end game push. Do you think you'll see play? Again, we don't know what aura is, so and there's that.
So I don't know. This game's got a similar thing to Magic going on, where you can't directly attack your opponent. So there is kind of like this is a thing in Magic. Like there's kind of diminishing returns on really big stuff. Because you don't have the flexibility of attacking like whatever you want with it necessarily, and also, you know, the bigger the thing is, the more punished you get by
yes. Removal. But remember, Rev,
so compared to Hearthstone, where like, you know, you get a giant minion on board and you can attack face, or you can value trade a minion.
Correct. But remember,
or what have you.
Might with that, I think it's Anarchy with that ability, or I think it's ability or spell or something that pulls the leaders to the front line. Remember, so there's going to be a lot of different combos, but on face value, you're 100% right. But with this game, there's ways of cheating to getting those leaders up in front. So yeah, I'm looking forward. Yeah. I don't know. High Fathers, it might be more of a kind of win more, but I don't know. We'll see. Might with maybe an Anarchy leader. There's going to be a bunch of different combos, and yeah, I can't wait. Once we review all the cards, we'll probably have sessions where we just do some theory crafting, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I do agree with you what you're saying, because like, yeah, this big guy, it'd be like a druid that does all those swarm shit, the 1/5s, and you say, oh my god, I have this beautiful 12 attack minion that can never go face, right? So
and sometimes too, you want to be trading, but one dude trading against 5 is not what you want to be doing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was saying is, on paper, you're probably right, but I can't wait till we do the other reviews. You'll see where you can pull those naughty hiding leaders like cowards up to the front line, and him hitting them is pretty much almost OTK, especially with you buffing him, right? So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I cannot wait. Can't wait to see what's going on here. Oh, here's a free recruit. The first one we see, it's Jimmy Olsen, 0 attack, 2 shield. So he does take damage or shield, so that's good, but he has no attack. But you obviously could buff him. But is he good enough, Rev, from what we've seen so far? Kind of your vanilla, kind of.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not. We'll see. I don't think offhand that he's going to be good, but we could also be wrong. Silver, Kong here. Love the art. Aura, deploy. If you have a recruit with shield, Kong gets shield. Okay, so that's 7 with shields. Not too bad. The only thing is it's 1 defense, even with a shield.
You need to be getting that shield.
Yeah, you do.
You best be getting that shield.
Do you think he's good enough? Again, we don't know what aura is. Maybe aura's regeneration. Who knows? But until we know what aura is, it's hard to say. But on paper, I don't. He's situational. He seems a little too situational. I think there's better options. We totally could be wrong, but I think there's could be better options. I like the spice though. And look at this iconic doggy Rev. He's a bronze shield deploy. Give another friendly character shield. Ooh, he's probably going to see play. You could protect High Father. You could protect. I mean, there's so many different. You could give him shield. I mean, there's a lot of different things. He'll definitely see play. I can't see why not. Unless you think it's not enough.
No, it definitely sets up your Kong, huh?
Yeah. And you remember a friendly character, Rev. It means you could give your leader a shield too. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting to see. Look at this. Mr. An iconic DC character, Silver 6/6. Very good. Deploy. Secretly put a bounty on a random enemy character. Ooh, including leaders. After Homeboy frags, what does it say? Draw 2 cards and they become free. Ooh, there's a lot going on here. Oh, so basically when he attacks the target, but your opponent won't know. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. That's going to play some mind games, Red, because like you're like, oh shit, I don't want my opponent to draw 2 cards. Who did he put? Right?
Yeah. Interesting.
I obviously think I'm going to mess with it. You're obviously limited on board space, but if your opponent somehow kills that, obviously they're not going to know it, but if they kill it, then he doesn't get his value. So it is situational, but it's an extremely powerful effect, though, Rev, because you draw 2 cards, you draw 2 golds, ultimate, they become free. I think he's good enough to see play. The only thing is, it depends on the board. If there's literally one per recruit, but it's an enemy, it could be the leader too. All he has to do is attack the leader. I'm anticipating you would select a leader here. You would never select a recruit because recruits can die, right? Before you have an opportunity to attack with Homeboy. I'm assuming you would do leader, and he's your big payoff thing. That's what I'm anticipating. Would you ever select a recruit? Yeah, it's very interesting. And
well, it's just because they won't expect it. Yeah, you probably do it a good amount of the time.
On a leader, yeah. Because it's risky. I mean, maybe against a mirror with like a big bulky Aquaman, or that's a leader, a big bulky dude here. Well, you would never want to attack into that. Yeah, I'm assuming most of the time it'd be leader. This is a very good card. I think it's good. And it's going to make you, your opponent, heavily trying to get a lot more on the board to protect their leader. Well, you're going to be protecting your leaders no matter what. But yeah, I like it. It's very good. I think it's going to be good and fun. And it's going to play mind games. I like it.
Yep, not bad.
Lois Lane. A bronze, 1/1, not so great. The first time you deploy a recruit with shield each turn, draw a card and charge your Superman. Superman synergy for the leader. Yeah, that's good. The only problem is her health. Mm-hmm. But you can put her in the back lane, so she can be protected. She can be protected by people with guard. I can anticipate Lois Lane seeing some value, especially when you could set up, well, Highfather's a little getting them out there early, but you could put like homeboys, you could put a bunch of bulky guys in the front line to protect her. I think she's good. Will she see play? I think so, Rev, offhand. And you could buff her too. I don't know if you want too much into her, but imagine her sitting there in the back, put a shield to protect against ping. Put some.
Yeah, I don't know that you want to shield it. That seems
well against Anarchy, like the Joker, though. She could die for free.
Yeah, but I mean, Divine Shield is like better when you use it on.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Things with more attack.
Yep. All right, I like her.
Better targets out there.
Oh well, look at here. Mom and Pa can't give your leaders not 1 Rev, but 2 +2. That's big. And I would like to see the upgraded versions of these when they go in. So who knows what its more upgraded version is. So we'll have to wait and see when it becomes silver, etc. So yeah, that's good. Obviously, it's not no attack. It's just basically like Lois Lane, leader support. But do you think he's good, Mom and Pa? Health is going to be premium for leaders, I think. Or you think it's too slow?
Well, it's not like it's too slow because it's bronze, but I think it might just be too low impact. Right?
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see. I think from what I've seen here, I think you're right. Probably are some better choices. Because look at this one.
Because I mean, imagine if there was a card in Hearthstone that was like 0 cost.
No, you're right. It wouldn't see play.
Gain like 2 health, or even like gain 5 health, you'd probably be like, do I want to play this?
No, you're right.
Is this worth a slot in my deck?
So right. Look at here, Mira. She is a silver 3/7. Nice defense. I love these bulky minions. You know I love Druid, so Druid tends to be bulk. The first time you deploy a recruit with 5 or more power, each turn summon a tidal wave. Now, what is a tidal wave, though? Do we see that here?
Should be created.
Let's go create. I don't remember seeing a tidal wave, though. Here, let's check. No, it's not here. Let's do action, maybe? It's an action. Well, we don't know what tidal wave is. But I'm assuming it's good.
The world may never know.
We'll have to wait and see. That will obviously up the value of this card, but on her own, she's good. She's good. Now, obviously situational, but with this deck, you're going to have a lot of bulky boys, so... Yeah, I think so. It's going to be good and high defense. So yeah, I'm assuming tidal wave is going to be like maybe a spell, maybe who knows, wash away stuff. Maybe it's kind of AKA silence. You wash away your opponent's buffs. Who knows? Until we know it. But offhand on paper, I think she's good, Rev. I think she's good. We'll have to wait to see what her tidal wave is, but it's. But yeah, I think she's good. Plus, you could protect her, get her big bulk, more bulkier. So yeah, it's a good card. We'll have to wait though. We don't know what tidal wave is. Look at here, meta guy, Morpheo here, silver 3/3. After you again more +5. After you play a recruit with +5 or more, he gains +2. So he's a chain ball effect. So. Especially with some of this ramp component, as you see, Rev, the synergy for it. Yeah, he's going to be kind of like, what's that card in Hearthstone that did something like that? No, it was every turn he would get +1 or something. That stealth guy, from years back. But this is much better.
Shade of Naxxramas.
And you remember that guy was a freaking beast left on, well, you couldn't check him. But now, this is way different from him, but obviously he gets bigger. I think he's good. 3/3 on his own is not that bad either for silver. Well, silver, maybe it's not so great, but yeah, he's definitely going to be something you build your deck around, and he's going to become a powerhouse. I like him.
Yeah, it might be a little slow.
True, it might be.
I imagine there's not really any free cards with 5 or more attack.
And as you can see here, they're all gold or better. So here's the gold. Okay, so here we go, Rev. This is a good thing we finally see. It looks like gold. And where's the ultimate? We'll have to compare. But here's a gold, I'm assuming, or ultimate. It's not Wonder Woman. My bad. Aura 7/7. Good. As you see, he is a bit slow, but if you have the resources to play in the same turn, he's not too bad. But you're right, he's probably maybe a little bit slow. This, again, we don't know what Aura is. A 7/7 looks pretty good. Pretty interesting. We'll see. Oh, here goes Power Girl. I think this will see play. We'll have to wait. Yeah, it looks like it's a decent card. Power Girl might shield. So she has shield. She's a 7/5. Pretty decent on her own. After a friendly character loses shield on your turn, give them shield. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's good synergy. Now, obviously, she's not going to be played. You're going to have obviously have a board with people with shields. So it is situational. But do you think she'll be good? Remember, there are buffs where you could give people shields too, by the way. So it's going to
be... Yeah, seems kind of like it could steamroll your opponent sometimes.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely something you'd have to build kind of a deck around. Here's the queen here. 4/4 Aura deploy. Give your other recruits +1/+1. So obviously you have to have a board. I think since she's silver, she's definitely going to. Yeah, she'll see play. I mean, this is kind of don't see why she wouldn't see play, unless you disagree.
It seems pretty reasonable.
Yep. Up here, Steel is a silver guard 5/6, so you could put him in the front line to protect Lotus Lane. I think you're right, Mom. Pa probably not worth it, but you could protect Lotus Lane. You could protect Sea Devil. You could protect Homeboy Little Doggy. You could protect even him if you wanted to. So yeah, as you can see, he's definitely going to see play, and he's especially with the other stuff, doubling him up for 12, etc., etc. Yeah, definitely a good card. Yeah, your guard's going to be very powerful. Here, ooh, look at this. Steve here. Bronze, 2/3. Deploy, charge your friendly leader. Yep, definitely going to. Now, do you get to pick a leader? I'm assuming you do, because it doesn't say leaders.
Yeah, assuming I get to.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you get to target.
Yeah, he's definitely going to. He's ramp. Again, ramp, it looks Might's a lot about ramp. It's definitely going to see play. I don't anticipate, because he's pretty good compared to. Yeah, I can't wait till we do theory crafting, but we have to review everything first, Rev. Yeah, he's going to be. Steve's definitely going to see play. Silver Superboy Shield 4/4, pretty respectful. Synergy with Power Girl. It's going to be interesting to see. I like him. He's definitely going to probably see some stuff play. I anticipate. Supergirl, she's up. She's a 5/5 gold shield. Deploy. Give another friendly recruit with shield. Oh yeah, she's gonna see play. It's like Nightmare in Hearthstone, right? Yeah. Now, obviously, they have to have shield, Superboy. If you have the resources, obviously, it's going to be kind of anticipating how we're going to combo stuff. But yeah, I think plus the free stuff. Yeah, she's definitely going to see play. Imagine, look, Jimmy Olsen looks a little. Nah, you ain't going to see fucking play, dude. What about little doggy? He has shield. You protect him? Damn. Or him giving another friendly creature a shield. Yeah, bronze. But yeah, she's definitely going to see play. I can't wait. And the art's amazing. Yeah, I definitely think you like her, right?
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little sus if you're behind on board.
True.
But yeah, it's good value.
Yep. And Mr. Superman here, shield. Oh, 8/8. While you're while Superman is in your front row, excuse me, your leaders are invincible. Very nice. So that is very good card. Obviously, it's one of those ultimates, so you want to get one of, as you see. Oh, I think I know what that is, Rev. It's very much like Hearthstone. Much rare, ultimate or legendary. You see the gem in the middle.
Yep.
So that means you only get one of. You cannot play him. I get it. All right, now it makes sense, Rev. The ultimates and legendaries are one of, but he costs gold. That's what it is. All right, so now we know, because I just noticed the gems on him. So basically, he costs gold, but he's a legendary ultimate. So you can't be playing a legendary. You can only play one of them. Otherwise, it'd be too OP having two of these guys.
Yeah.
So
after you play this, how does your opponent win?
Well, it depends. A shield, obviously, they have to take that out. That's bad. Yeah, it's gonna be. Excuse me, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. And if you do stuff with some shenanigans, with some guard, with like steel, so they don't attack Superman. Ooh. I think. Well, this is you have to. Yeah, it is crazy, but you have to remember this is late game shit, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be something. But this ramps. Yeah. I can't wait for that card. All right, Superman Robot. A bronze. Awesome art. Guard and shield, a 2/2. Not the most impressive stats, but it is definitely going to probably see play because it's pretty good, I think, early game. It's annoying to deal with.
Man.
Yeah, Noatron's good. Oh, look at this. One of my favorite DC characters, Swamp Thing. He is gold. He is rare, so he definitely could play two of them. Guard, right? Deploy. Swamp Thing gets +2 for 2s for every. Whoa! Very good against aggressive decks. Very good against aggressive decks. This is definitely going to see play, Rev. There's no reason you'd never play him. So on minimum, the board's 3. So 3. Let's say there's 3 recruits to play. That's 6. +6/+6. Yeah, of course, obviously that's a high roll or a high wish type thing. You can't control what your opponent has. But yeah, he's good no matter what. Even if it's just +4/+4, he's good.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. I can't wait for Might. I knew I would love Might. Let's look at this vanilla a mentor here. It is a bronze 3-4. Not bad stat, but unfortunately it's vanilla. But like Rev says, this will definitely see play at the beginning because there's just, the card pool. Look at it's not huge yet. So yeah, it'll probably see play. Obviously, you could do some shenanigans of giving it shield, etc., etc. But there's probably better targets. Yeah, decent. It's just vanilla. This though is probably utter garbage. It does. It's cheap. And it's 5, so it has synergy with where was the one that back you remember where if you summon a 5,
if you just want cheap effects.
Yeah, so there is that, but Reb, let's be honest, it's what is it in Hearthstone that has the exact same stat line that's always been?
I already said it, Magma Rager.
Yeah, Magma Rager. So yeah, and that.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I wonder why the attack is being valued so high relative to defense of the Minotaur.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to do anything. But yeah, I don't anticipate that seeing play. Maybe wrong. Wildcat, that art though. All right, it is a 3/3 bronze. Deploy. Give another friendly recruit +1/+1. Okay, yeah, these type of cards see play. And again, the card pool is very small, so you could do this on lowest lane. You could do this on all these low kind of cards that don't have a lot of
trade up.
Yeah. So good stuff. Wildcat, definitely see it. Wonder Woman. She is a rare. So does that mean we get to play more than one of her? We'll have to wait and see. She is gold cost aura. Deploy. Give adjacent. Oh yeah. So she's definitely basically what's his name, but better. That Stormwind Guardian or Knight, whatever it's called. So yeah, she's good. And you could put guard to protect her. You could give her shield. That's pretty good, dude. I like her. She's very nice.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Get a little immediate value out of her too.
Yeah, get some trades, get some shield going. This would be good stuff. Gold. She's rare. Aura. Again, we don't know what that. Apologize, chat. We'll have to find out. Reduce her cost for each friendly recruit. All right, again, situational, but these kind of cards have seen a lot of play in Hearthstone and they got nerfed. So, yeah, might is might. So it's going to be bulky boys on the board. She's definitely going to probably be. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, so what it reduce if you've got.
If she's gold, then she go to silver.
With 5 power, she goes to silver.
So if there's 3, she could technically be free. Because if there's 4 of them, I don't know if you ever have 4, but if you have 4, she'll be free or 3 or something real cheap. So yeah, she's definitely going to see play.
So that's maybe a reason to play Warlord.
But Red.
You just want to get Yara out for cheap.
Maybe then. Yeah, then it's actually, especially with others, maybe then Warlord's cheap, she's free or near free. Yeah, maybe. We'll have to wait and see, but I definitely don't know. And maybe we'll have to wait and see.
It'd be funny too because you might play it down the turn before you play Yara, and your opponent's like, I don't want to kill it because the trade will be bad for me, but I kind of have to.
Very true.
If they don't have a cheap damage effect, they might have to trade into it unironically.
Correct. And now that we've seen all the cards, let's go back to the leaders because remember we did leaders first, so we didn't anticipate. Now Aquaman. 3 charges. Aquaman gets +3 attack. This or summon a creature. Give a friendly creature +1. I think he's going to be good. Obviously, token. Now that you've seen the sea creatures, do you think he's a little bit better now, right? He's definitely.
Sea creatures seem pretty decent.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be good.
Like I said, like Aquaman as a minion summons a sea creature as well. So this is all.
Yep.
This is all ride or die.
Yep. I can't wait to play with him. What he goes with, he might be good in mono, by the way.
That's kind of what I was thinking as well. It's like you've got the big stuff like the whale that seems like prime buff targets.
Yeah, so he might be really good in a mono deck. Mr. Superman gets +3 for charge 3, Superman gets +tech, invincible this turn. He's obviously going to be very much a powerhouse. There's cards that we saw that could give him even more power. Yeah, I think Superman's good. He's not as flashy, but he has an extremely powerful effect. Invincibility is going to be huge.
Yeah, Superman feels like you You use this giant attack to get through your opponent's big stuff.
Yes. So
you
that way
can
everything else
keep your
goes.
smaller
Yes.
stuff alive and get chip damage and
Yes.
eventually win the
Yeah.
game that way. And if you happen to be able to hit face with it once in a while too,
It's going to be nice. Yep. Superman's going to be good. I cannot wait to build him. Now, do you think he's going to be good in mono or he'll be... Well, when we review everything, then we'll make our theory crafting, but I think he'll be good in mono as well because mono looks like it's...
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't benefit as much from some of the buffs, right? Because
Yeah, that's true.
He already gets plenty of his own attack, and he's shielded effectively whenever he uses his ability. So you probably don't need to manually put shield on him. So maybe he's better to splash in other colors.
Correct.
Or you just don't play as many of those buff cards, or you play them on other targets.
Good point. We'll have to wait and see one day. Okay, here, Wonder Woman. 2, Wonder Woman gets +4 attack. This will give your recruit sage +1. That +1 is obviously good. It's going to make the ones bulkier. I think I don't know if she would be good in mono. I think she'd be good for more of your aggressive decks, but I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. But do you think she fits in a mono, or is she probably good elsewhere? I don't know, man. Give him +1 HP's nice.
Yeah, it feels. Again, I don't know if other stuff has any. If the other archetypes have token synergy, but
she'd be good for sea creatures. She might be good in mono, making just them a little bit bulkier, and then she's definitely probably something else. We'll have to wait and see. But Rev, I know it's late. We'll do the other ones later. We'll probably do, what do you want? Anarchy next? Energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll talk about some villains.
Yeah, and then when we're all done, guys, we'll eventually do theory crafting. I think you're right. Superman benefits more for dual, and this one probably mono. I'm anticipating Wonder Woman might be good in mono, but we'll have to wait and see. She's actually going to probably be good with Aquaman, believe it or not, to give his creatures even more power. But we'll have to wait and see. But Rev, what do you think, though? Might looks pretty interesting, pretty straightforward, kind of just bulky guys. But we're going to have to see where they fit their home in. But I can't wait to...
Dude. Big guys hit small guys.
Yeah, you could always do...
That's the way of life.
You could always just, even though you don't have access to the game because you don't have a PC, but you could still do what we've always done. Because, I mean, you're going to learn with me, so it's not going to be like a total, you're familiar with card games. So you could always, I know it won't be as fun for you because you're not going to play and test on your own, but it'll be fun for you to learn it. You'll have a head start for when it comes out on mobile one day. But yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Rev, and guys, we will be back soon, and we'll play some...
Are we trying to talk tomorrow, or...?
Oh, tomorrow's it's bad because there's a Stanley Cup game, Rev. Dude, but, because then...
all these trashy sports balls.
Oh, my God, Rev. Anyway, we'll try, we'll definitely this week, though. What about... I'll have to look at the schedule. You're not available Thursday, right? I think there's a game Thursday anyway, so it doesn't matter. But maybe Wednesday, I don't think there's a game Friday, so Friday's good too. So we'll definitely have to get card games in because we've been on a hiatus way too long. Now I want to do some high evolutionary stuff as well. So
definitely.
All right, guys.
Stuff coming out this month too.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff. We got to start doing a podcast for this shit. I would love to get Caden into it too, but we should do like a weekly podcast. We could try to do it maybe on a Sunday or something like that. Well, obviously earlier. Because I think podcasts are a lot of fun. And now there's so many different...
I'll pencil you in after my political podcast.
Wow. Freaking Rev.
I'm not even joking.
Are you serious? Rev, wasting your time with politics. Nah, that's cool. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.